Have you ever noticed that many things you do each day happen almost automatically? Maybe you reach for your phone as soon as you wake up, or you always snack when you feel stressed. These actions feel natural, but they are not accidents. They are habits. And in the book The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explains how habits shape our lives and how we can change them to create a better future. This book reveals the science behind habits in a simple and practical way, and today we will walk through the most important ideas. Everything begins with something called the habit loop. This loop has three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger. It tells your brain to start the behavior. The routine is the action you take, and the reward is the feeling or benefit you receive after doing it. Once your brain understands that a routine gives a reward, the habit becomes automatic. Imagine you come home from work feeling tired. That tiredness is the cue. You sit on the couch and scroll through social media. That's the routine. The reward is relaxation or distraction. After repeating this loop many times, your brain starts craving the routine whenever the cue appears. The key idea is that habits never completely disappear. Even old habits that you think you have forgotten still live inside your brain. But the great news is that habits can be changed. You don't have to remove a habit, you simply replace it. If you keep the same cue and the same reward, but change the routine in the middle, you can create a new habit. For example, if your cue is boredom and your reward is feeling energized, instead of eating junk food or checking your phone, you could take a short walk or drink water. At first, it feels difficult, but with time, the brain accepts the new routine. Another powerful idea in the book is something called keystone habits. Keystone habits are special because changing just one of them can improve many other areas of your life. For example, people who start exercising even a little bit often begin eating healthier, sleeping better, becoming more productive, and building more confidence. The exercise habit acts like a keystone that makes everything else stronger. Other keystone habits include planning your day, making your bed, or writing down your expenses. These habits create small wins that motivate you to improve more things. The book also talks about how willpower works. Duhigg explains that willpower is like a muscle. You get stronger by practicing. When you push yourself a little each day, like keeping a promise, finishing a small task, or resisting a small temptation, your overall self-control improves. Schools and companies that teach people how to strengthen their willpower report that people perform better in almost everything they do. But willpower also gets tired, just like a muscle. That's why it's important to build habits that require less willpower over time. Once something becomes a habit, you don't need self-control to do it anymore. Habits don't only exist in people, they exist in organizations too. Companies teach their employees routines for handling different situations. For example, Starbucks trains its workers on how to stay calm when customers get angry. The cue is the stressful customer. The routine is the trained response. Listen, apologize, solve the problem. The reward is the customer's satisfaction and the worker's confidence. This creates consistency across thousands of stores. Another example is the company Alcoa. When a new CEO focused on safety habits, the entire company improved. Better safety led to better communication, fewer mistakes, and higher profits. A single organizational habit transformed everything else. The book also explains how social habits shape our communities. Movements and social changes grow when people follow patterns. People see their friends joining something, and they copy the behavior. Slowly, the habit spreads through neighborhoods, cities, and societies. The civil rights movement in the United States grew this way, through community habits, shared routines, and trusted networks. This shows that habits are not just personal, they can shape the world. At the core of the book is a simple but powerful message. Small daily habits create big long-term changes. You don't need to completely transform your life overnight. You only need to start with one small improvement and repeat it consistently. Over time, your brain will build stronger pathways, and the new habit will become automatic. If you want to begin changing your habits today, you can start with a few simple steps. First, choose one habit you want to change. It could be waking up earlier, reading every day, eating healthier, or reducing screen time. Second, identify the cue. What starts the habit? Is it stress, boredom, time of day, a location, or a feeling? Third, identify the reward. What do you get from the habit? Is it comfort, entertainment, relaxation, or energy? Once you understand the cue and reward, choose a new routine that gives a similar reward. Replace the old action with a new one, and repeat it every day. You can also create a new keystone habit. Choose something small but powerful, such as walking for 10 minutes, writing in a journal, or organizing your workspace. These habits create momentum and inspire other good habits to grow. And remember to practice small moments of self-control. They help build willpower, which supports all your habits. The most important thing to remember is that your habits do not control your destiny. They are simply patterns your brain has learned over time. And anything that can be learned can also be unlearned or changed. You have the ability to rewrite your own habit loops and create the life you want. Your brain is always ready to change. What scientists call neuroplasticity means new habits can form at any age. Every big transformation begins with one small step. Changing one habit today may look tiny, but it can lead to huge improvements in the future. The power of habit is truly the power to shape your life. Start small, stay consistent, and let your habits work for you, not against you. Your future self will thank you for every small effort you make today.